Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we are currently working on getting our infamy to drop enough so that we can attack Brunei without actually going above 25 infamy. That is the current goal as of right now, and we actually just finished up those electronics industries. Not that they're going to do anything yet. They are going to be important later, but they don't do anything just yet. Oil has been discovered in Ob. I mean, we can definitely build more oil rigs. Sure. That'll be fine. And I'm going to queue these up at the end of the list. There we go. That'll be absolutely great. So we're at plus 223k right now for our finances. That's really solid, actually. What do we want to do with that money once we get our debt paid off? I mean, we don't really need to pay off our debt either, is the thing. We might want to keep it around just in case we get into a big war when we attack Brunei. It would be Britain that would be the ones to do that. And that would be potentially problematic for us. If Britain got involved, that would be pretty bad, to be honest. That would be pretty bad. The US doesn't have an interest in the region, last we checked, so that's not really going to be a thing, we suspect. Cool. So these oil rigs are going to be finishing up slowly over time. What do we need in terms of market prices? So telephones are very high demand, actually. That's remarkable to me. It's used in government administrations. Did we change over to a telephone switchboard? No. What government administrations are using telephones? Hang on a moment. Okay, so we go in here. I want to go into here. Pop consumption is what's actually using it. Okay, so it's being used by pop consumption. Gotcha. So 5 are currently producing 90 telephones. If we go to, I believe it's in Moscow, we can see what we have going on here as far as telephone manufacture goes. So that'll actually be up over here. Electrics Industries. Okay, so we are seeing some... There's only 4 here? Remarkable. We are seeing some being built in private construction. And this is also not fully scaled up. So that is noted. I think for the moment, I'm thinking about taking this up to like 51. It's a lot, right? There's no doubt about that. But if we take this up to 51, that'll take a while to build. But I think overall, it's not a terrible idea. So we do something like that. This is going to probably overbuild electrics for the current moment, but we're going to need to change to radio production, which is going to reduce a lot of telephone production, right? Like a whole lot of telephone production. So that's going to be the goal. We're going to build a lot of electrics industries here. It'll take some time to get through that. I'm not too concerned about oil rigs, but we do pass to a cent on census suffrage. So that is good. Things are progressing nicely on that front, and our infamy is down to 18. Now, let me check here. I'm just pulling up a calculator. 25 minus 8.1, 8.2, something like that. What is it for Brunei? Conquering this state is 8.2. Okay, so that is 16 point... Hang on, I did this wrong. Minus 8.2. I typoed it. 16.8. So we need to be at 16.7 if we don't want to hit... Okay, education investment increased. That's good. If we don't want to hit 25, we need to be at 16.7 before we declare this. We're at 17.5 right now, so that is going pretty well, all things considered. There's a proletarian diplomatic play against us. That's rude. Does that mean we can't start this right now? We could start it now. We probably can't start it once that war breaks out. I want to check our infamy. Okay, 17.4. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to mobilize the National Guard, and we're going to send them on over here. This is the same thing as before. Okay, we've expanded the applications of the telephone, so that is, you know, good. And we can grab some positive stage here. We'll definitely do that. Do you hear that too? Indeed. So we could gain 6k progress on radio, and that would be phenomenal. Let's do that right now. That gets us radio unlocked. And from there, of course, we can immediately swap our electrics industries over to producing radios. So that is going to, I mean, the price of telephones is still going to be very high. But now we're going to start producing radios as well. So that is fantastic. We no longer have the shortage of radios, and we're going to be greatly expanding our electrics industries. Now, I want to check in on infrastructure. Okay. I'm going to build these, I think. Yeah, there's lack of people here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's get that going for now. That'll be fine. That will delay our electrics industries a little bit, but I'm not too concerned about that. Infamy is at 17.1. We just need about a month here. And we have a new czar. Nikolai Romanov has, unfortunately, died. Mikhail Romanov is from the Orthodox Church. Okay, so census suffrage is going to be a little tougher then. We're at 24% right now. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. For the moment, of course, we're mostly concerned about our infamy. One more week here, 16.7. Boom. Okay, we are now ready to attack Brunei, and I'm going to do this. I'm not concerned about this war at all. So I want to check in real quick. Yeah, I think no one's going to care about this. We're going to immediately force this diplomatic play. Boom. And we're still reputable at 24.9. Fantastic. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. And these guys here, well, we want to immediately send our fleet somewhere down over here. So I want to deploy to a sea node here. We're going to send them on over. Then we're probably going to mobilize these guys up, but I'm going to wait to do that until such a time as we're a little further along here, and until we know whether we're going to be facing anyone else or not. No one's leaning towards them, in theory. China would join us. We'll see. Hopefully nobody cares about this. We really could use the source of rubber. No doubt about that. So we're going to see this breaking out up over here quite soon. Well, soon-ish, anyway. And that seems okay. So we're just heading on over, and with any luck, nobody will be involved here. Hopefully not Britain either. Britain would be the danger point here, because we know for a fact that the US is not involved here. They have no interest in this area. So that looks good. The question is Britain. I don't think anyone else would join. I don't think Austria would. I don't think the French Commune would. If either of them did, it could be mildly problematic for sure. Prussia sided with the French Commune in the diplomatic play against Bavaria. So that means that the French are currently quite busy, right? And that is a good thing for us. No doubt about that. The proletarian revolt, everybody is declaring neutrality for, of course. We don't expect anybody to join in that whatsoever. So that's all looking reasonably fine. And let's get this proletarian revolt absolutely crushed. And then as far as taking over Brunei goes, we'll be heading in soon. Maybe we just use the National Guard, actually. They're so weak. We probably do just send the National Guard over, in all honesty. So I think that's reasonably fine. This war's over, and the next war is going to be starting up very soon. I don't think anyone's going to join this. We can't add any additional war goals either, so this is just as good as it gets. Yeah. As long as we can control this sea node, I think this is just free. So that seems good. Absolutely, that seems good. And we don't have to spend a huge amount of money on the war either, which would be absolutely phenomenal. Our electrics industries are continuing to progress here. And how are we doing on the price of that, anyway? Automobiles are currently expensive. Okay, that's noted. We also have, yeah, there's a lot of minimum expected standard of living issues. We have some market access issues in a few locations. Those might get solved over time. We'll see. For the time being, we're just going to let this war break out. No one is going to join. We hit a stall here. Rude. We could definitely take a setback here. I think that's okay. Okay, war with Brunei has broken out, so we're going to utilize these guys. Oh, they have no commander. Okay, yeah, we should probably do something about that. Let's put somebody from the intelligentsia in here, and we're going to plan a naval invasion of North Borneo using... They're already deployed to the selected node. I guess we have to wait, and we have to transport them. Okay, that's a little awkward. 1 and 0. Okay. Confirm. So they just had to arrive at the node. Gotcha. Austria versus fascist Austria. Okay, everybody's siding with Austria. I mean, we're kind of busy right now, so do we want to take advantage of this? Not necessarily. Our infamy is a little bit high, but I would like to. Maybe if we were to attack, say, Sind. I don't know. Britain's not involved, right? I don't think Britain is actually involved in this. No, they're not. So, if Britain's not involved, Britain is the primary issue, right? So, that's reasonably fine. National supremacy pop support, huh? Okay. Sure. So, we're going to be launching a naval invasion of Brunei fairly soon. We have numbers on them, and we should have a significant tech advantage. Where are you guys going? Why are you going to the Manchuria HQ? Why are you going to the Manchuria HQ? What is happening here? Hang on. Everybody's going to the Manchuria HQ, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe they need to be picked up there? That would be kind of wild. This is janky, though. No doubt about that. So everybody's going to the Manchuria HQ, and I guess we'll need to come out here again? I don't know. The Kishi Proletarian Revolt is over, and we should definitely have upper strata pops becoming more radical. That's okay. No problem there. So these guys are currently at the Manchuria HQ, and they're just stationed. So why did they go to the nearest HQ? Rather than actually doing their naval invasion. The moment they arrived. Oh, this fleet has no commander. The commander died on us. That's why. Okay. That is very awkward. So the fleet has to have a commander in order to do that. And if they don't have a commander, they just go to the nearest HQ. Wild. Well, we're going to head back over here. Interesting. That is certainly very, very interesting. We are seeing some allied ships moving over here from, like, Finland and stuff. That's fine. We're currently slightly negative in our authority. I'm not too concerned about that, all things considered. That seems okay. And our electrics industries are being worked on. They're actually kind of close to being finished. Kind of close. We'll get there. So as far as this naval invasion goes, we have no landing progress right now. Right. Because we haven't attacked yet. How do we see what our actual attack progress is, though? Well, for one thing, these guys probably need some organization. That would help. But we are working on invading North Borneo. It is going to be resisted by the 1st Brunei Army, but I don't expect that to be particularly challenging. 24 offense, 31 defense. Compared to, oh, hi conveyors. Compared to us being at 47 offense and 58 defense. So this should be a pretty decent invasion. Now, conveyors have just happened, and that is a big, big deal for us. I would like to move to elastics soon, but we can't do that without a source of rubber. We can definitely move to assembly line here, bumping up the price of oil and electricity. Okay, that is noted. Machine steel tools will require rubber, but we can definitely do assembly lines for tooling workshops. This does drastically increase the price of oil and electricity without drastically increasing the price of coal. Like, it crashes the price of coal, right? That is understood. We're swapping from coal to oil production, and that's fine. We want to do this. It's going to be painful, at least at first, but it's going to be a very, very good thing. I don't think there's anything in the rural environment to do there. I think this is absolutely fine, but there we go. So we're going to have a lot of electricity shortages. This is not surprising. Automobile and oil expensive. Noted. We've got lots of oil queued up after our after our electrics industries are done. So that seems relatively okay. These electricity shortages, on the other hand, they're going to need to be taken care of. And we're absolutely going to go through and build one expansion in each of these areas for now. And we'll just boost up the price of electricity. So Eastern Afghanistan, or rather the availability of electricity. Greater Caucasus. This probably needs to be subsidized. Okay, down over here, this probably also needs to be subsidized. Yakutsk? Yeah, we just did this, didn't we? Yes. Okay, we'll subsidize that. In Ural, we will go like that. That doesn't need subsidization there. In Kazan, this can be boosted up. No subsidization necessary. In Tver, this is already being built. We'll build another. In Astrakhan, we're going to need an upgrade of our power plant. In Novgorod, we're going to need another power plant. In Bryansk, a power plant. Can we go to coal plants? That would be a really nice thing right now. Kuban. There we go. And Kyrgyzia. There we go. Looks good. Transbaikal. Yep, that seems fine. Smolensk. Yep, we can upgrade that power plant. Tajikistan. Yep, we can definitely expand that. And in Perm. We'll expand that too. There's probably more that's going to be needed. But the price of coal, we know, is super, super low. So the question becomes, for our power plants, what do we need to go to coal-fired plants? Steam turbine. Okay, we're working on NCO training right now. Steam turbines are where? Here. I'm going to switch to that, and then we're going to grab NCO training. Something like this. Cool. So that'll go for now, and that'll eventually happen. 11 months on steam turbine. Once we can get the steam turbine, that will deal with a lot of these problems. Mechanized farming has been spreading to us. That seems good. And as far as this attack on Brunei goes, have we started? The answer is no. Our organization is still pretty low, but it is coming up. And I don't see any battles occurring yet. The question is, what do we need to get these battles to happen? Currently navally invading North Borneo, but we're not actually seeing any progress on that. Are we seeing any injuries or deaths occurring? No, is the answer. Okay. Oh, they want Russian war reparations? Sure, so we can just kind of do this forever. So that seems fine. Raising concerns, huh? Sure, that needs to be addressed. So we're going to have the positive stage filled very, very soon here. Pan-nationalism has been unlocked. We really do want to get Brunei invaded. That would be great. And we are working on electricity shortages. Automobiles are currently expensive as well, and we should probably do something about that. So in our motor industries, I want to take a quick look here. This is probably actually going to be fine. This is probably just due to the electricity input goods shortage. I think that that's what that comes down to. Let's see what happens with census suffrage here. We have a 25% chance of success and a 42% chance of advance. And we stalled. Okay. Sure. I don't want that political movement radicalism. We're at 49 right now. Okay. Cool. Actually, I think that was the radicalism for census suffrage. Sure. That's absolutely fine. I would absolutely love it if these guys... Oh, there we go. I think they just needed to regenerate their morale. Or rather, their organization. So we are succeeding in landing here. Well, this is going to be one of the, I believe, 3 that we need to actually invade. Not sure how many exactly it's going to be, now that I think about it. It might be 4. We'll see how many battles we need for that. But yeah, we just needed the organization to regenerate enough. So that sounds good. We are indeed landing here, and we are fairly easily pushing them back. Sounds good. 39%. Okay, so that does mean 3. Sounds good. Canada sided with Great Britain in a proletarian revolt. Okay, sure. That's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. And we're going to continue to occupy Borneo as soon as we can. The question is, when are we going to launch another attack, right? Well, we'll get there soon enough. They have no way of stopping us, in all honesty. So that's looking good. Now, our economy has dropped here, and that's because we switched to assembly lines, and we've got these electricity shortages. We're going to need to finish up these power plants, but it is being worked on. Now, there's a revolution to preserve landed voting. They're only on high at this moment, and we're so close to enacting census suffrage that I think we're going to be okay here. Actually, they just went away. There is no revolution. Sure. Sounds good. So we can actually finish the positive stage, and we are going to do exactly that. Fantastic. The work of the positivists has deeply enshrined their principles within professional circles in Russia. The principles of positivism are assured to guide Russian professional institutions for many years to come. Beautiful. So technology, research, speed, education access, and qualifications for 5 years. Sure, we'll take it. So that, of course, means that steam turbine is down to 5 months left. I want to check in here. Yep, our innovations are absolutely fine at this moment. We do have this additional battle occurring, and this is actually our 3rd battle. So this is going to be our landing progress finishing. Beautiful. Now that rebellion is back, which isn't shocking. And I'm just going to slap these guys into the Manchuria HQ. There we go. That'll be fine. Brunei is fully under our control at this point, and we just need to wait for them to give up. That revolution is indeed back, and we'll see what ends up happening here. We've got about a 1/3 chance of passing census suffrage here, but they're going to cap at 51 for the revolution, so that is fine. Yeah, census suffrage is still the better route for us, so that sounds good. But there's a lot of radicalism brewing up, and we need to deal with that, so we're working on that. That'll be absolutely fine. Fantastic. So we've got some electricity shortages going on here. That seems a-okay. We're working on a number of them, and once we finish up these power plants, we'll go through and look at our power plants again. That'll be absolutely fine, and these electrics industries are going to finish up eventually as well. So that is looking reasonably good there. Census suffrage is up to 45% now before we even get that roll. So that's great. It's actually a pretty decent chance that we pass this here. It's not a guarantee, of course, but it's a pretty decent chance. Hopefully that happens. Also, Brunei is going to accept being annexed here. So we'll just propose that. Fantastic. And this is now our territory. Now, obviously, we did this for rubber, right? And that's going to be very important. We also do need to begin incorporating this, and we can reset any production methods that they have to our standard. I want to immediately get to work on rubber plantations here. This is top priority. We're going to get some source of rubber. I want to check in on the infrastructure here. Okay, we're going to need a port here for sure. We already have one port, but I'm going to build a second port. Actually, no, I'm not. We already have one port, so we only need the one port, and then we'll build a railway in Borneo. So that sounds good. No problem there. We do have an event up over here. What is this? Ersatz food? Ew, that's not great. We'll get the agriculture and plantations throughput, actually. Cool, so the revolution goes back down to 0, and we'll see what happens with census suffrage here. I do kind of expect this to pass. So that should be fine. We are currently at 18 for our infamy. That's looking good. Great Britain just stopped embargoing us, which is also very good. Okay, there's a transportation shortage in North Borneo. Yes, we're working on that. That'll be absolutely fine. And we're going to get these rubber plantations done eventually. That said, this construction efficiency is negative. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move up these power plants, and we're going to build it kind of like this. This delays these plantations a little bit, and this construction efficiency can improve. It will improve over time, so that will be good, but we're going to build it fairly soon regardless. So that's absolutely okay. Does census suffrage pass here, is the question. We'll find out in 10 days. We've got a 45% chance, fingers crossed. There's a lot of radicalism building up from this, which is, of course, expected. What do we got? Ooh, we stalled? Oh, that was a 15% chance roll. That's rough. Okay. We really wanted to pass it there. The revolution is not able to finish, right? But the problem is the amount of radicalism that we're building up. Indeed. The problem is the radicalism, and it's going to be rough here. We're at 43% chance right now, so that actually dropped down a little bit more. But yeah, that was a bad roll. That was, I think, like a 12 to 15% roll. Very, very unfortunate that we didn't at least get an advance. Oh well. I do want to check in real quick here on government administrations. Do we need taxation capacity anywhere? The answer is no. I'm going to build one anyway because we're negative in our bureaucracy right now. So that'll be fine. And then I want to check in on railways. So we definitely need some railways going on here. I'm going to build a few of these in areas with negative infrastructure. Railways are currently giving us 25 infrastructure. Okay, so we'll need 2 here. We already have 2 queued up here. We're going to need 2 here. We're going to need 2 in Moscow as well. So something along the lines of this. Okay, that's relatively fine. I want to move up the power plants and the railway in North Borneo. And we'll just do something kind of like that. Okay, so obviously we need to work on some of these constructions. There's no doubt about that. These power plants finishing up would be a very, very good thing. Market access is an issue, and we're working on that. Oil and electricity is broadly expensive. We are working on both of those. In fact, we are really, really close to steam turbines. That's finishing, like, right now. So that's wonderful. Okay, there's steam turbines. So coal-fired power plants is very good for us. We have a lot of coal, and we're not using it for anything right now. So we absolutely want to have our coal go into our power plants. There's not enough qualifications to fully staff this, but that's okay. We're going to do it regardless. Beautiful. So that should solve that problem. The Communist Party was just formed. Okay. And we are going to... we're going to do brute force here. It doesn't actually matter if we bring up the revolution progress a little bit. That's reasonably fine. We should, theoretically, pass census suffrage here. But the odds are the same as they were, right? It's pretty much identical. No doubt about that. However, we're able to use coal now for our power plants, and that is absolutely great. We're finishing up construction on these plants, although I don't believe that they are currently necessary. Not with coal-fired plants, but that's okay. We're also working on these various railways, which are going to be slow, but important. And then the rubber plantations after that. 64.3 in North Borneo. Yeah, it's going to be rough. We've got a lot of radicalism right now, and we need to pass census suffrage to deal with it. Wait, did that just see that? Did the US just end their rivalry with us? No, they didn't. Okay. Just wanted to double check that one. Well, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see if we pass census suffrage. Fingers crossed on that one. If we do, things will continue to be kind of awkward, but we should be able to get our radicalism down a bit more. In theory. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.